and as well as we have inside that. The previous class, what we have said, a primary structure is a linear sequence of amino acids. Linear sequence of amino acids. Any kind of genetic disease is going to get occur. It should be getting occur at the level of primary structure. Secondary structure to that linear sequence, if it is a twisting manner, then it will be considering as alpha helix. If it is in the parallel or anti-parallel, it will be considering as beta sheet. Okay. Third thing we have been said regarding the tertiary structure. Okay. Tertiary structure is the three-dimensional structure, as well as inside the thing we will be having the hydrophobic. Outside the surface it will be having the hydrophilic. Outside the surface it will be having the hydrophilic. Now the last structure which has been left out is the quaternary structure. Okay. Now the quaternary structure, the word itself representing that it will be having more majorly the combination of four type of polypeptide chains. Now the chains can be identical. Two chains can be identical. But if I am talking about the identical, I am seeing that the same sequence of amino acids can be having the same sequence of amino acids, identical, or it can be a non-identical. It can be identical or it can be a non-identical. That means that if one chain of the protein is then of different type of amino acid sequence, the other can also be a different type of amino acid sequence. It can be a identical sequence of the amino acids, it can be a non-identical sequence of the amino acid. Apart from that, there are other bonds which also including that is a non-covalent bond and an ionic bond. The best example for the quaternary structure is the hemoglobin. HB. Best example for the quaternary structure of the protein is the hemoglobin, HB, because it is containing four different types of that thing that make two identical, 2 alpha and 2 beta. If I am talking about the hemoglobin, I am talking about here the hemoglobin adult, which is going to containing the two chains, 2 alpha and 2 beta. Okay, 2 alpha and 2 beta, which is going to have the bonds in between them, which is heading together. Now we will see the another classification of the protein, that is functional protein classification. Functional protein classification. Yes, functional classification. There are a lot of major ways are there which is classifying the protein into different types, but majorly the three ways they have been introduced in order to classify. There are a lot of other ways are also there which are classifying the proteins, but majorly the three major ways are there which is letting us to know regarding the classification of the protein. Now we are classifying the functional classification of the protein that has been divided based on their functions. What type of functions they are performing, depending on that we are going to divide. First one is the structural protein. That means it is going to provide you the structure to the particular structure. Structural protein, they have given the example for keratin, which is responsible for the hair and nail structure. Hair and nail structure. Second thing they have been said that in terms of functions, the second thing enzyme or catalytic. What do you mean by the catalytic? Yes. What do you mean by catalase? Catalase. Sorry. What do you mean by catalase? Catalase किसको बोलेगा? Catalase is a material which will speed up the reaction. Okay, which will speed up the reaction. So those catalytic activity, the enzymatic activity and catalytic activity, that is going to be happening with the help of hexokinase, that is in protein in the structure, and pepsin. Transport protein. Transport protein, hemoglobin, it will be considering as the transport protein. Serum albumin is also going to considering as a transport protein. Serum albumin देखिए आप प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन का मेजर पार्ट है. प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन में 3 मेजर कैटेगरीज आ रहे हैं: albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. Albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. Out of these three things, the major part of the plasma protein is going to cover up with the help of albumin. And we already know the hemoglobin that it is responsible for providing you the nutritive substances, removing the toxic material from your body, providing the oxygen to your body. That is a thing. Now, albumin will be considering as a transport protein. Why? Because it will transferring the certain things. If I am talking about the transporting of material, I should be including it is transporting majorly the biliverdin, which has been formed due to the hemolysis. When the hemolysis is going to get occur, at that time the biliverdin has gone formed. So it is responsible for directing the biliverdin to your liver, as well as it is also responsible for transporting many kind of substances. So if anything is happening to the albumin, if the albumin's levels are getting low inside your body, then your transport channel will going to get disturbed. Okay? That will be responsible for transport protein. Third is the hormonal proteins. Hormonal proteins, it is insulin and the growth hormone, which is responsible for your growth. Insulin, it is responsible for your maintaining your blood sugar level inside your body. Okay, that also has been made up of with the help of protein. Okay. Next thing is the contractile protein. Contractile protein, whenever the contraction and reduction is going to get happening, it is happening due to the help of actin and myosin. Two products are there. Contractile protein, actin and myosin. Those are responsible for your contractiling activity of your body. Okay. The next thing is the genetic protein, nucleoprotein in terms of DNAs and RNAs. Those are responsible for that has been made up of with the help of protein. That is a genetic protein. Defensive immunoglobulin. Globulins are also protein in the structures. If I am talking about the protein, I must be including IgG, IgA, IgM, IgE, IgD. That has been derived from the globulin. ठीक है? तो defensive role में immunoglobulins will be there. Immunoglobulins will be proteins will be there. Now the another classification for the protein is protein classified based on their chemical nature and the solubility. Chemical nature and the solubility. So based on their this thing, chemical nature and the solubility, the protein has been classified into three different types. That is simple protein, conjugated protein, and the derived protein. Simple protein, the word itself represents as simple. That means that it is only having the sequence of amino acid, no other substances, no other groups, no other things. Only if in a particular structure, only the amino acids are present, not other substances, not other things, that protein will be going to considering as simple protein. Okay? Now, second thing, conjugated protein, something it is attaching. Okay? Protein structure is there. Along with that, another substance is also has been going to get attached. That structure can be considering as a prosthetic group. It can be a phosphate, it can be a lipid, it can be a glucose. Protein structure is there. Along with that, if lipids are getting attached to it, protein structure is there. Along with that, phosphates are coming and attaching to it. Protein structure is there. Along with that, carbohydrates are coming and attaching to it. Protein structure is there. Along with that, nucleus structure is coming and attaching to it. That is letting us for combination of two substances. That any other group apart from this pure protein, if simple protein is there, along with that simple protein, if something is coming and attaching, that group will be considering as prosthetic group. Additional group. Prosthetic group से additional group. Prosthetic word और कहाँ use करते हैं आप? जी? Yes, those who are having a surgery, due to the surgery, if your leg has become amputated, after that a plastic, a duplicate leg will be going to get, that thing will also considered prosthetic. That means you are adding an additional part to your body. Prosthetic legs, you might have learned, you might have heard this thing. So in this thing also, protein is there in a simpler form. Along with that, if another group are coming and attaching, that group can be a lipid, can be a protein, can be other substances, that group will be considering as prosthetic group, additional group. Third type of protein is the derived protein. Whenever the protein is undergoing the denaturation is nothing but protein is going to get degraded, denaturated. Okay? Proteins are getting degraded or denaturated. So those when conjugated protein the denaturation and new protein is getting formed. ठीक है, ऐसा हो सकता if some structure is there, it is losing a certain part of its structure, a new product has been got formed, that product will be considering as derived protein. Derived proteins are nothing but simple protein and conjugated protein. If they are undergoing the denaturation, अगर उसका टुकड़े हो गए, टूट गया किसी वजह से, कुछ भी हो गया और एक नया प्रोटीन फॉर्म हो गया, तो वैसे प्रोटीन को हम क्या बोलेंगे? Denaturated, derived protein. ठीक है, सिंपल प्रोटीन only the amino acid is there. Derived conjugated protein, apart from the amino acids, if any other substances are coming and joining, that will be considering as a conjugated protein. Third thing, if simple protein and conjugated protein undergoing the process of denaturation or degradation, then it will be going to considering as a new product is going to get formed. That kind of protein will be going to be called derived protein. Derived, they are taking the origin from simple and conjugated proteins. ठीक है? Now we'll see what are the other classification with the example. Now this simple protein can be again divided into two things, that is globular protein and scleroprotein, depending on the structures. Globular protein and the scleroprotein. Simple proteins can be divided into two, that is an globular protein and the scleroprotein. Now why it is saying globular protein? Because it is spherical in shape and soluble in water and other solvent, and it is digestible. Depending on the nature, depending on the size, depending on the chemical solubility, you have dividing that thing into simple protein can be divided into two, that is globular protein and scleroprotein. Why you are saying that thing as a globular? Because they are spherical in shape. If you are going to see the structure of it, it will be spherical in shape. Point 1. Point 2, we are classifying the protein based on the chemical nature and solubility too. So it is water soluble, as well as other solvent can also dissolve these kind of protein, as well as it is easily digestible. Now scleroprotein will be considering as fibrous protein. There are fibers like in shape. Because there are fibers in shape, they have divided the thing into the scleroprotein. They are insoluble in water and they are resist to digestion. Whereas globular protein are soluble in water and easy for the digestion. Where comparing to the scleroprotein, which is indigestion as well as it is insoluble in water. Now there are certain example has been given for the albumin globulin. Now in cases of globular protein, that is albumin, I have already said to you that albumin plays a very important role in order to transporting this different type of material from your body. Second thing is a globulin. Globulin, it is responsible for making the immunoglobulins inside your body. Okay? Third thing is the gluten and prolamins. Glutens and prolamins will be acting as a storage proteins. You need to write this thing. It is not included in the book. Yeah, the book mein hai. ठीक है, gluten and prolamins they are acting as a storage function. Next thing is the histones. These histones are responsible for protecting the DNA damage. They are protecting the DNA damage at your body. Next thing is the protamins. Protamins will be acting as a antagonist. Now, the term antagonist, it is used for your biological blocking of certain responses. Generally, हमारे laboratory use में, whenever somebody is having the overdose of heparin, if overdose of heparin is going to get happen, what the patient may suffer from? Bleeding. अगर ओवरडोज हो गया हेपेरिन का तो ब्लीडिंग डिसऑर्डर्स होगा. तो वैसे ओवरडोज ऑफ ब्लीडिंग डिसऑर्डर को ब्लॉक करने के लिए यू विल गिव सर्टेन ड्रग कॉल्ड एंटीऑगोनिस्ट which will be blocked to the receptor reactions. It will act against the anti thing, stimulatory thing. If stimulation is given to produce certain products, so these antagonists will lead to the stopping that product activities. Beta blockers, नहीं सुना आप ये ऐसे terms, that is responsible for blocking a certain things. So protamines will be acting as a antagonist. Now lectin, it is responsible for stimulating the digestive function, stimulating your digestive function. These albumin, globulin, gluten, prolamins, histones and protamines, lectins, these are comes under the category of globular proteins. Now scleroproteins, there are three scleroproteins are there: collagen, elastin and keratins. Collagen, it is going to providing you the structure and the support. Now here elastin, it is responsible for the word itself representing that elastin, which is acting as a elasticity activity, that means stretching in, stretching out. Third is the keratin, it is responsible for your hair and the nail structures. Keratin. What type of test you will do in your laboratory for detecting this thing? Big question. Now, if somebody is suffering from the fungal type of infection, and you have received the sample inside your laboratory, if you are detecting the fungal infection most commonly will be seen in the skin, hair and nails, mostly. Apart from that, other things, but superficial, if I am talking about, three products you are going to get in terms of sample: skin, nail and hair. So for these things, you will going to that doing the test in your laboratory is a KOH mount. KOH mount. You might have heard this thing, KOH mount. Now these KOH mount, potassium hydroxide mount, that is, it is responsible for dissolving the keratin which is present inside your hair, nail and skin. एक देखिए आप, this is the hair, here the fungal things are there. ठीक है, hair में क्या रहता है, केराटिन सब्सटेंसेस भी प्रेजेंट है. अगर केराटिन सब्सटेंस प्रेजेंट रहे तो आप माउंट अगर करके देखें तो जनरली नहीं दिखता आपको फंगल. तो these KOH mount, what it will do, it will dissolve the keratin so that the fungal can be easily visible and detectable. ठीक है. So these keratin substances, it is responsible for maintaining the structure of your hair and nail. Structure of your hair and nail. ठीक है. So collagen, elastin and keratin. Collagen is responsible for providing the support, structure in the support. Elastin for stitching out and shrinking back. It is acting as a that thing. Keratin, it is responsible for maintaining your hair and nail. Now coming to the another group that will be calling as a prosthetic group, that is conjugated group. I have said you already this thing that if simple protein is there, along with that other groups are coming and joining and letting them a new structure is going to get formed, that will be considering as conjugated protein. Now you will see nucleoprotein. Protein structure is there. If nucleus is coming and attaching to the protein structure, that will be called as a nucleoprotein. So in this nucleoprotein, nucleo is the prosthetic group. Okay. Next term is the glycoprotein. If protein structure is there, if to that structure if glucose is coming and attaching, that will be considering as glycoproteins. Lipoproteins, HDL, LDL, VLDL. There are a lot of things are there. Okay. If protein structure is there, that protein structure, if lipids are coming and attaching, then it will be considering as a lipoprotein, conjugated protein. Another thing, phosphate groups are coming and attaching. Phosphoprotein. If metal groups are also exist inside your body. That group and coming and attaching to the protein, that will be considered as metalloproteins. If protein is there, along with that, some another non-protein part, if it is coming and attaching to the protein part, forming a new group with the combination, that combination will be considered as conjugated proteins. It is making the conjugation. Okay, it is making the conjugation of the proteins. The next classification of the protein is derived proteins. The next classification of the protein is derived protein. Derived proteins are those kind of protein which is the derivative product of simple and conjugated proteins. Derived proteins are those kind of proteins which are the derivative products of simple and conjugated protein. If simple and conjugated protein undergoing the denaturation, certain part they are getting lost, degradation, certain part they are getting lost, and they are forming a new type of protein. Those kind of protein will be considered as derived protein. Derived protein. So derived protein can again be divided into two: primary derived protein and secondary derived protein. Primary derived protein and secondary. Now this primary derived protein, if the simple protein and conjugated protein have been treated with the agents like heat, acid and alkalines. You are doing an experiment. In that experiment, if you are applying the heat, acids or alkalines to the simple and conjugated protein, in response to the heat, acid and alkaline, if the new product is going to get formed, those kind of product will be considered as primary derived protein. ठीक है ये बात? Primary derived proteins. If there is a hydrolytic products of the protein, these are the if somebody the protein structure is undergoing the hydrolysis, and due to this hydrolytic activity, if new products are getting formed, that product will be considering as secondary derived proteins. So okay, secondary derived. हो गया थोड़े से. Now, in the primary derived protein, the best example is the coagulated proteins. If I am talking about the coagulated proteins, I am talking about the clotting factors. While I am teaching you the clotting factor, I have already said to you that clotting factors are protein in the nature. Whatever the clotting from 1 to 13, clotting factors are protein in the nature. What type of protein in the nature? They are primary derived type of proteins in the nature. Clotting factors. Second example, it has been given that proteins. Proteins are also responsible when the primary structure of the protein are undergoing that degradation or denaturation. These proteins are responsible to get in the origin, and it is responsible for building your body tissue. Building your body tissue. Those who go for the gyms and other things, they used to take these sort of products, proteins. Okay. Now, third thing is the metaproteins. Any product derived from the acid and alkaline. If you are treating your primary structure or conjugated structure with the acid or with the alkali, then if some new product is going to get formed, those kind of protein will be considered as metaproteins. So, what are the three examples? Coagulated proteins. Second example is proteins. Third example is metaproteins. Now, coming on another side, now due to the hydrolytic activity of proteins, if new products are going to get formed, that will be considered as proteoses, group of enzyme digestive proteins. When the enzyme is going to digest the protein and these products is going to get formed, that will be considered as proteoses. Now peptones, you might know of these three. Peptone, कहाँ पे सुने आप peptone?
Microbiology.
Microbiology for what? Media.
No sir.
पेप्टोन मीडिया है कि ब्रॉथ है? मीडिया है कि ब्रॉथ है? What is the difference between media and broth? हाँ. Peptone is the media है या broth है?
Broth.
It's in broth. Peptone water. For what purpose you used to do? Which test? Peptone water for which test? You will add certain reagent and purple ring going to get formed. अच्छा जी हमें. Biochemical reaction. If biochemical reaction in the peptone water, if you are going to add a certain reagent, purple ring is going to get formed. What it will form? बायोकेमिकल रिएक्शन है भैया माइक्रोबायोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट का, उसके अंदर अगर आप यू विल ऐड सर्टेन रिएजेंट कोवैक रिएजेंट यू विल ऐड एंड यू विल एबल टू सी द पर्पल रिंग इज गोइंग टू गेट फॉर्म. व्हाट टेस्ट द नेम ऑफ दैट टेस्ट? No. Luthras is for the detection of ketone bodies. ये कौन सा टेस्ट? यहाँ पे थोड़ी ना यूरिन है। कोवैक रिएजेंट ऐड करेगा तो रिंग फॉर्म होगा। तो कौन सा टेस्ट? It is indole. Indole test. Indole test. Indole test. आप बाहर माइक्रोबायोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट जा रहे थे आप? ठीक है। Peptones are the soluble protein. It is earlier stages protein breakdown. When the earlier, that is, if the primary structure of the protein is getting breaking down, a new product is going to get formed, and will be considering as a peptone. And it is responsible for making the peptone water inside the microbiology department, which is responsible for indole test. Indole test पढ़ो नहीं पढ़ा माइक्रो? Basic test है. Now polypeptides. Polypeptides help in making up a protein by bonding a numerous amino acids. कल मैं बताया आपको polypeptide का रोल क्या रहता है. What is the role of the polypeptide? With one amino acid joining with another amino acid. थोड़ा नहीं ओपन कर दो. ये ओपन कर दो. ये पानी बंद है. If amino acids, they are going to join one amino acid joining with another amino acids with the help of these polypeptides. So the polypeptides are also a protein, which is the secondary derived protein. Okay? Now the derived proteins are those kind of protein which is getting derived from the primary structure and the conjugated structure of the protein. In that they have been divided into two: primary derived protein and the secondary derived protein. Primary derived protein, the example for the coagulated protein, proteins and metaproteins, and these is responsible for proteoses, peptones and polypeptides. Third and last classification is the nutritional classification of proteins. Nutritional. First classification in that is complete proteins, partially incomplete proteins and incomplete proteins. Complete proteins are those kind of protein which is completely fulfilling your 10 essential amino acid requirements. There are 10 essential amino acids which is required for your body. In order to build your muscle mass and other things, you need to have a 10 essential amino acids. Any food product which is fulfilling the requirement of 10 essential amino acid, that will be considering as complete protein, like an egg albumin. Egg albumin, it is very good and rich source for your protein. It is fulfilling your 10 essential amino acids, as well as your milk casein. It is also responsible for making your meeting your 10 essential amino acids. Okay? And it is very responsible for promoting your good health. Okay? Second classification is partially incomplete. That means that partially they might be lack one or more essential amino acids. ये बात समझिए आप. Partially they have been lacking. मतलब there are 10 essential amino acids are there. Out of 10, one amino acids half will going to get present. Partially. The other maybe have been lost. So those kind of amino acids will be considered as partially incomplete amino acids. The example it has been given for that is wheat and the rice. It is responsible. It comes under the category of partially incomplete amino proteins. Now, those partially complete amino proteins will be responsible for your moderate growth of your body. Moderate growth. Whereas complete proteins will be considering as complete good growth of your body. Then partially incomplete, moderate growth. Now there is an incomplete amino proteins, completely lacking of one or more essential amino acids, hence they do not promote health. The example is the gelatin, which is responsible for lacking one complete amino acid, that is trypsin. ठीक है? Basic differentiation को बंद करो. Basic differentiation between the complete amino acid, complete proteins are protein, they are completing all the amino acids. All the amino acids. ठीक है? They are having the completely all the 10 essential amino acids. ठीक है? Now partially incomplete proteins are, they are having the 10 essential amino acids. Apart from that, one will be partially present, half partially present. But in cases of incomplete amino acids will be there. Out of 10, one will be completely absent. ये एक difference है, partially incomplete और completely incomplete. ठीक है, partially certain out of 10 amino acids, one amino acid का half part present करता है.
Okay.
That will be considering as a partially incomplete. But in case of incompletely incomplete, that means one complete amino acids will going to get absent. Okay? That is the classification based on the nutritional requirement. That is complete amino acids, completely proteins, partially incomplete, completely incomplete. Okay? Tomorrow we will be dealing with the amino acid diseases as well as structures of the carbohydrates. You can do.